I think I missed your name on the first day of class, but I'm Mira. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a poli-sci major and a WGSS minor, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Hi, Mira. I'm Claudia.
What year are you?
I'm a first year. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm from Macon, Georgia.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, anyways, I think that we're supposed to have another person joining us.
Oh, who?
So sorry, I'm late, guys. The lineup at the cat was really long. What did I miss?
Oh, we were just introducing ourselves. I'm Mira, this is Claudia.
Oh, hi, I'm Jolene.
So, where are you from? What's your major?
All over, undecided.
What does that even mean?
I just signed up for whatever my advisor put me in.
Okay, well, I have SGA in 15 minutes and I'm on the exec board, so my presence is really important and my time is really valuable, so let's get to it.
Point taken.
What is SGA?
You're joking. The Student Government Association, we basically
I thought your time was valuable.
okay, what are your ideas for this project then?
I saw something trending on Facebook earlier.
The royal wedding? Because trust, Kate's dress was trending in all the wrong ways.
No, again, let's stay on topic.
Well, like I was saying, I was on Facebook and I'm not really sure what I was seeing or what's going on in the Middle East, but I saw a bunch of hashtags for something called Arab Spring.
It's literally January. That's not even spring.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Arab Spring is like a movement in the Middle East to liberate the everyday man from the corruptions of the government and then from violent Islamic terrorists. Did you know that women don't even have freedom and basic human rights? It's dehumanizing. Women aren't even allowed to drive.
Well, my childhood best friend lives in Tunisia and she just sent me a picture of her car.
What kind of car?
A nice one, like a BMW. And she has her butler park it for her outside of her giant mansion.
Whatever, poor women still can't drive.
Okay, so can we meet back in a week? And in the meantime, we can all do our own research on what's happening with Arab Spring?
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
How are you, Jolene?
I'm fine. You said to be here next week, and it's next week now, isn't it?
Why are you in such a sour mood?
Sorry, I don't mean to be sour. It's just that I haven't heard anything from my friend in a while, and I'm starting to get worried.
Oh, Sarah?
How do you know that? I didn't tell you her name last week.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing her name.
I stalked your Facebook. I was literally just doing research.
That's pretty cray-cray.
I sent her a message. Did you know her brother was literally involved in the protest?
Wait, are you both friends now?
I thought it would be a good idea to have a primary source for our presentation.
Mira, I'm usually on your side, but this is a little crazy. You met Jolene last week.
Whatever. What information did you even learn from her?
Okay. So last December, there were these protests in Tunisia, and they were started by a guy named Mohamed Bouzizi, and he was a street vendor, and he literally lit himself on fire to prove a point to the Tunisian government. He was protesting the mistreatment that he and his fellow street vendors were getting from local officials, which is it's crazy how the government that you literally pay taxes to is supposed to support you instead of tearing you down. But anyway, Sarah told me that this started the Jasmine Revolution, which was basically a period of time where Tunisian citizens would gather and they'd protest in front of the Prime Minister's office and then also hold encampments in the government square.
Shit, I didn't know any of that.
How many people were involved in the Jasmine Revolution?
I mean, everyone, I think. They were just everyday people and they were fighting against economic injustice and corruption, and they were fighting for political freedom.
Okay, I'd heard about the Jasmine Revolution, but the article that I read was about the Tahrir Square in Cairo, where there were also uprisings.
Wait, tell me more about that.
They were also protesting against corruption. Basically, the people forcibly removed President Hosni Mubarak from power and set fire to over 90 police stations. I think close to 1,000 people were killed.
Whoa.
It's happening everywhere. Lots of the political leaders are being removed from office.
Whoa, you actually read something?
apparently, this inspired people in other Arab countries like Syria and Yemen to also protest their governments and demand for a government without corruption. CNN also mentions that social media has been super important in helping the protesters connect and spread information fast. I wonder if Sarah has been involved in this social media part of things since she's normally so active on Facebook.
I'm not sure that CNN is like the best source, but I'm glad that you read something. I think it's important for us to fact check our news sources. We still have 2 weeks till our presentation, so let's gather some more reliable information and meet again next week.
Hello? Who is this?
Hi, Jolene. It's Mira from school.
What did you call me for?
Okay, well, I was just wondering how you're doing, but I guess I got my answer.
Sorry, I'm just having a rough week.
Want to talk about it? Have you heard from Sarah recently?
You don't even know her, Mira.
I met her over the phone like 2 weeks ago. That totally counts as knowing her.
How? She was my best friend since we were babies. I actually know her.
Well, every friendship you start out as strangers, so...
Look, why are you asking about her?
Well, because I haven't heard from her in a while. Like, her last post was a picture of some street art and I couldn't even read what it said, but now her Facebook account is totally erased. I keep trying to call her, but I don't know, I'm worried about her.
You're right to be worried.
Exactly. I saw news stories about the protests earlier. Like, did you know?
Mira, Sarah died this week.
What? No. I was talking to her last week and she was totally fine.
Mira, she's dead.
How?
I don't know what happened. Her cousin called me this week and she let me know. I don't want to talk about this with you. You encouraged her to go protest.
Jolene, that is completely unfair. To blame me? Sarah is capable of making her own decisions. I mean, did you even talk with her about why she felt like engaging in the protest was important in the first place? And how could you even say something like that at a time like this?
You've never even met her in person. You don't know her. Stop acting like you do.
I'm not trying to say that.
I've had enough of this conversation. I'll see you in class. Goodbye.
Hey Mira, I haven't heard from Jolene like since our last meeting, and with the deadline being so soon, I'm worried that she might not be able to contribute like her part of the project, and I think that that's like kind of unfair to the two of us.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't think she's coming this week. Something really bad happened. I think we should just continue without her and then I'll put her name on the project.
I mean, Mira, like you and I have put, weeks of effort into this. I've tried to read everything under the sun about the history of corruption, and you've been actively messaging people. Like you got like real primary sources, and you kind of just want us to let Jolene off the hook, just because she's having a hard time. And I don't know. I think that doesn't really sound fair to the two of us.
Claudia, just drop it. Like, our Intro to World Politics class is not the end of the world. There are real people out there who are fighting for their basic human rights. Like, hundreds of people are dead because their government refuses to protect them. Claudia, I think you can pick up a few extra readings.
Sorry, I'm late. Life's been taking a toll on me recently.
No, hey, I'm glad you made it. I started writing your part of the project, and again, I am so sorry about everything. Like, you were right. I never should have reached out to Sarah.
Mira, it's not your fault, and I'm sorry I said it was. Her cousin called me again a couple days ago. Her cryptic Facebook message wasn't just street art. It was information about an upcoming protest. Apparently, her and her brother have been involved in the protest long before you messaged her. and word got out to the police about the protest, and she was killed. Sarah's blood is on the hands of the government, and I fully intend to finish this presentation in her honor. The people deserve to know her story.
Oh gosh, Jolene, I had no idea. I'm so sorry.
It's terrible, but we will not let her story be forgotten. Let's get started working and reworking and reworking. It's for Sarah. This has to be perfect. Okay. All right, let's start with...
When I was 3 years old, I met my best friend in the whole world, Sarah. Sarah was a bubbly, charismatic person with a zest for life. She loved having her hair braided, strawberry ice cream, Powerpuff Girls. Her older brother used to love to pick on her because she would snort when she laughed. Every time he would hear her name, he would say, "Oh, don't you mean Piggy?" Sarah's parents immigrated to the United States when she was a baby, hoping to give their children the best future possible. But after the events of September 11th, 2001, her family was treated like terrorists. Sarah's family moved back to Tunisia in January of 2002. It was a hard adjustment for her. She would call me every week just to have me fill her in on the latest episode of the Powerpuff Girls or our elementary school drama. The distance never seemed so far when the phone rang. Eventually, her dad's career took off, and her family did quite well for themselves. She even got a fancy car and a butler. Sarah grew up very aware of politics. Her family never hid the reason they moved back to Tunisia. And when she was a teen, she started to notice corruption in her homeland.
The late 2000s ushered in an era of corruption and economic hardship in Tunisia. The president of Tunisia, President Ben Ali, served for over 20 years and had a reputation of being strict on citizen-led protests. While at first he had a high approval ratings, his suppression of Islamist and human rights groups eventually led to criticism and disapproval. His regime brought Tunisia into an era of corruption, poverty, and unrest. In December of 2010, Mohamed Bouazizi, a 26-year-old street vendor, self-immolated, protesting unfair treatment from the local government. This act set off nationwide protests against President Ben Ali, corruption, and authoritarianism.
Uprisings spread to Egypt and surrounding countries. The young people, who had strong educational backgrounds and were unemployed because of the repressive system the government was upholding, were fed up with the corrupt government not supporting them. So they protested for a government that represented all of its citizens with dignity and respect. Revolutionary aspirations resounded across the Arab world, challenging authoritarian regimes. Although social media was never the main factor at play, it was a channel for social and political networking. Social media was also used as a weapon to censor and remove people's voices from the digital world, even after positive regime changes.
It is important to be knowledgeable about the world around us and how we interact with it. Don't feed into the propaganda around you, learn for yourself, and think critically. Question the structures that we live in.
Today we are remembering my best friend in the whole world, a person who not only protested for her own freedoms, but for the freedoms of other people. In this new digital age, it is so easy to see headlines of stories in faraway lands. But we must remember that the people in the stories are as real as me and you.